Hey, in this video, I'm going to give you my honest physical therapist review of the Quinear knee massager with heat. My name's Dr. David Midoff, and I'm a specialist physical therapist at Paso Manual Physical Therapy. And this channel is dedicated to helping people stay healthy, active, and mobile while avoiding unnecessary surgeries, injections, and pain medications. We make helpful videos with advice, tips, exercises, and stretches for a variety of problems. And you can find those videos in our playlist tab here on our channel. Please consider subscribing so that you don't miss out on any of the helpful videos we post every single week. So let's open this up and see what's inside and give this a try. And I'm going to give you my opinion about this at the end of this video. So once we open up the box, inside we've got an instruction manual, the knee massager. I'll put it on and test it out for you here in a second. We've got a cloth drawstring carrying case. It's got this little button so you can close up the top. And in here we have the power cord for the device. I've already read the instructions and given this a try, so I'm going to set it up and walk you through how to use it. All right, so I've got the device here. I'm plugged into power on the other end of this cord. This plugs in on the side of the device right here, just like that. It just kind of settles in. And then we've got these two straps. One goes around your calf and the other one around your thigh above the knee joint. And it's got a little image of the instructions right here for how to put this on. But it's real simple. You're just going to put this on your knee. You could put it over your clothes like I'm doing, or under your clothes if you want. I'll plug that in here in a second. We've got a Velcro strap, so I'm going to do the top part first, and it should be snug. Here's a Velcro on this side. Tie that around there. And then the same thing on the underside on the calf. Tie that around there. This circle here is to guide you on where your kneecap should be, and my kneecap is right under that circle. So let me just plug this back in. There we are. Now we've got a little control panel right here. Now it's facing me, but just to tell you what I'm pressing here, this says power right here, this red button. I'm going to turn that on. Let me put down my leg a bit so you can see. Now it's starting to pump up the calf. It's got two air-filled bladders that pump up kind of like a blood pressure cuff, and it's got different modes. The second button here that has an M on it is the modes. There's 3 modes in it. The modes they're kind of interesting. It just basically will inflate the bottom half and then deflate it, and then it'll inflate the top half and deflate it, and then it'll do a combination of the two. And then you can add heat right here with this button. It's got the little waves. Now the little light here has lit up yellow, and then this button over here is the intensity. So it's green here. If I press it, it turns blue. I can press it again, it turns red, and then back to green. So green, blue, and red. I'm going to put it on red. I think that means high intensity. Heat is going to go to red as well. So heat can be off, yellow, or red. And then for mode, we're on green, blue, and red. Just to give you a little more up close view of the control panel here. There you can see it. It's upside down. It's really quiet. It just released all the pressure, and now it's pumping back up again. It's about what you would expect from a blood pressure cuff, and I can feel the heat already coming on very mildly. I put it on high, and in using this, it takes just a couple of minutes to warm up, and the heat has never been so intense that I've started to sweat or been too hot. It actually just feels really nice, and it runs on the top and front part of this device here on the top of my knee. So especially if you're dealing with knee pain on the front of your knee, this is particularly helpful. And then the pressure from the bladder, that just feels nice. It just is a kind of a distraction from the pain almost, and it can relax the muscles by just giving them some easy pressure. So I'm just going to cover some pros and cons about this device then give you my opinion on it. I think some great pros about this device are that it's a pretty easy to use, simple product. It's easy to get on. It's inexpensive as well. This is going to run you about $50. Compared to getting treatments, procedures, and all that kind of stuff, this is a relatively affordable product. It's a nice, I would feel comfortable sleeping with this or taking a nap or maybe falling asleep in the living room with this on. It's not going to burn you or over pressurize you. The controls are really simple to use. It couldn't be more straightforward. And as reflected by the instruction manual, it's not a very long instruction manual, and it's got very simple, easy to use instructions in there. The only cons that I can see with this is, of course, it's not intended to cure or give you long-term relief. It's going to give you some short-term relief. You have to be plugged into power as well. So this isn't a cordless device. It doesn't have a battery in it. You've got to be near an outlet or have an extension cord so that you can get comfortable and still be plugged in. And as you saw on the video here, it popped off while I was getting it on. So you gotta not have any tension on that cord, otherwise it might pop off while you're getting comfortable, or if you decide to move around while you've got the device on. Now, my honest opinion about this, I like it. I think that it's a good device to use as a substitute for taking pain medications. This is a natural thing. You're not putting anything into your body. You're not using any chemicals. It's just pressurizing your thigh and your calf, the areas around your knee, above and below your knee, and then adding heat to you. You might use this if you've got a chronic knee problem or if you've got a severe knee injury and you're just recovering from it and you're looking for some natural pain relief, especially if you have to lie down and relax. Now, if you've had some sort of surgery or something, there's probably going to be other devices that are going to be recommended to you by your surgeon, but this might be something to use later after you've recovered a decent amount and you're still dealing with some of the recovery process. But for someone who's got something like knee arthritis, a meniscus tear, an old ligament injury, one that's been there for several months or maybe years, and any sort of cartilage damage to the knee, these types of conditions are considered chronic conditions. And a lot of people suffer from lingering knee pain after they've figured out they have knee arthritis, a meniscus problem, or a cartilage issue. And this might be a good investment for them to avoid having to take so many pain medications or having to go get injections from the doctor and possibly delay any sort of surgery. Now, that being said, it's not going to be the main tool that you use to fix the long-term problem. For that, you've got to look at your muscle imbalances, your strength. There's a bunch of other stuff to look at. This is simply a short-term relief device. I've put a link to this device in the description below. You can go check it out if you're interested in purchasing one. And also, if you're interested in our long-term solutions, our videos about exercises, stretches, advice, and tips for different knee problems, I've also linked all of those in the description below, so you can go check that out. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to share this with a friend that might need to see this. And consider subscribing to our channel, please. We hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.